one thing that the ATF is authorized to do is disband.
You know, the right to bear arms is because that's the last form of defense against tyranny, not to hunt. It's to protect yourself from the police.
Not only no gun control, but, we're going to destroy the whole concept because the internet's going to serve guns.
And we want our rights, and by God, we're going to keep them. Come hell or high water.
The eMilitia Podcast, Episode 67. President Biden does not drink blood. Enjoy, fuckers.
The turtles are back.
Do we do an intro?
The intro is the story of the worst first date I've ever had.
Okay. Welcome to the eMilitia.
All right. So it all started, and it should be obvious what you're going to have to censor out, but I'm still going to say censor. Mel.
What the fuck is that?
That's Mel.
We need music for this story.
Mel playing sad music.
I kind of. All right.
All right. So, I live in a town called Censor This, which is outside of a city called and you gotta stop with the music. I can't
handle it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We get copyright struck for that.
Okay, go ahead.
So she's like, so you're from right? And I'm like, no, I'm actually from. And she says, oh, well, that's basically the same thing. That's literally how she sounds, okay? So keep that in mind, too. Like, it's...
Good start.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's basically the same thing. And I'm like, well, not really, because, it's like a small town that's outside of a city, and I didn't spend much time, like, in the streets of... But whatever. And she was like, yeah, but you went to college here, right? And I was like, no, I went to a college called for a semester, and then I quit when I got a job. And she was like, oh, well, what do you do? So I told her you're gonna have to censor this part too. I told her I was a machine technician for a factory in which is a little ways south of. This is so much editing. There's gonna be so many bleeps.
That's fine.
All right.
I'm pretty good at it now.
And she was like, she had this is our first date, dude. And she had the audacity to be like, is that really something you can see yourself doing for the next 30 or 40 years? And I'm like, well, I mean,
she's a gold digger.
People retire from there all the time. And you've got to keep in mind that I am censor and I make $1 a year censor, and I have no college debt, right?
And there's places there's a lot of places you go and do that same job and get paid good.
Yeah, but I'm doing okay. And by the time she finishes nursing school, which by the way, she's in nursing school, so that's another strike, I'll probably be making as much as she makes, and I'll have no college debt, and I didn't waste years of my life going to school. But anyway.
And it's a skill you can take anywhere.
Yeah.
There's a lot of jobs. Actually, I'm actually working for Censor.
Sick.
And, dude, they're always looking for people because it's hard to find young people that want to do it, and all the old guys are retiring.
Yeah, we had a guy retire last week. But that's the thing is all the people I'm working with, like when I started at 18 years old. And all the people I was working with are like in their 40s supporting families and stuff. And I was like, well, I mean, by the time I'm their age, I'll have been here for this many years and I'll be making this much money. Like, bro, I'm not about to go to college. Are you kidding me? Waste all that money. But so anyway, I thought that was just really rude for her to like insinuate that I was like in the slums with my job that I have and like my chosen career path and stuff.
Well, it just shows also lack of intelligence.
Well, yeah, blue collar jobs aren't bad jobs just because they're blue collar.
They're getting better. The more these old men retire, and no one's coming to take their place, I'm happy about it. I'm like, I just see my fucking salary going up and up because someone's got to do it.
No one wants to do fucking hard labor anymore, or even like skilled labor. Anything where you actually fucking use your hands and that is vaguely blue collar. Like they have to fucking beg people to take those positions these days with the kind of benefits they're giving out. I mean,
Even
fucking,
though it
like,
pays good.
Well, absolutely. But like getting people to fucking start those careers in the first place is like half the battle. I mean, Christ, fucking McDonald's is offering like childcare and like all sorts of joining up benefits now, like it's the fucking military. I mean, give it 10 years in any kind of skilled position, like it's gonna be getting like odd. Complete flip.
But she was visibly distraught when I told her what I did for a living, and I just felt that it was very rude, and like Rezi said, that it shows a lack of intelligence because she doesn't understand that I'm probably making as much money as she's going to be making whenever she's done spending thousands of dollars in school.
Yeah,
and you're making way better money than she is right now.
That's true too. But also, she owns rats. She owns multiple rats. Which,
well, that's
like,
not gonna work because you own multiple cats.
I do own multiple cats, and rats are like the cockroaches of the mammal world.
Yes,
like, I'm sorry, but if a chick owns like vermin, that's a red flag for me.
She's vermin.
Oh fuck! Mel coming out with a hot hitter.
She said she's buying 3 more on Sunday.
Is she?
She have 5 rats?
Sick?
Does she have a snake?
No, she just likes rats. But apparently, there's a big rat sale going on somewhere that I don't know about.
I think there's always a rat sale. They're
Victorian
like
London?
Oh no, these are on sale because she said she found a really good deal on these 3 rats.
Like 1 rat is kind of weird. Yeah. Anything more than that is.
Well, she's about to have 5.
Well, unless you own a snake to feed them to, owning more than 1 rat is fucking
if they're
very
food.
wrong.
If they're food, that's fine. Like.
Oh lord, there's someone listening right now very offended. They're like, "Hey,
you shouldn't have rats." Sorry,
you are doing pets wrong, sir. That there are much better options. Get a fucking even a chinchilla. At least someone has to like Google that to know what it is. I don't even know what it is. I know it's like
it's a really furry rat.
Yeah, I know it's like
soft, but
it's
it'll bite the shit out of
you. It's a slightly different kind of vermin.
It's a cool looking rat.
Anyway, she was really rude about that, and then she told me that she's thinking about becoming a mortician instead of a nurse, and I said that was an interesting career choice, and then she was visibly distraught again because I said that's an interesting career choice, and she started lecturing me about how it's so necessary that people are morticians, and I'm like, I didn't say that it isn't necessary.
It's interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
I just think it's weird if you actually have a passion for working with dead bodies and like putting makeup on dead bodies and cutting their hair and presenting them in a box with flowers to their family. Like if that's what you're passionate about, that's interesting. But she was like upset at the restaurant that I said this. I'm just like, dude, this is so bizarre. Like I hate what's happening right now. Thank God this Parmesan crusted chicken is good. I'd be losing my mind.
Did you order drinks for dinner, or were you like going dry?
I was just raw dogging it.
Oh man, I can't. No matter how lovely the person is, I need alcohol. I can't. A first date is such a weird interaction. You're like, all right, I'm kind of selling myself to you, but also judging you. So like it's like a job interview, but then there's a million possibilities for how it's going to end rather than just a yes or a no. So you need alcohol.
When I'm sober, meeting someone new, like I'm super quiet, like until I get to know someone. So like any new interaction, like a drink or two, helps me open up a little bit.
Well, that's why we brought along the shrooms to Havasu.
Yep. No, we all knew each other.
Yeah, but it was strange coming in the door and everyone being like, "Hey."
It was weird that like we didn't know what anyone looked like, but all the voices were perfect.
That like people might not know this, but we're coming up to our second little meetup, and we won't say where it is yet. But like Mel, you're coming for this one, right? Mm-hmm. All right, you're gonna have the first time like weirdness that we all had, because well, I guess at this point we've all fucking we're like 3 years deep into this shit at this point, so I guess we've all we're a little bit more open than we were. But a lot of people might not know, but for the first fucking year and a half, we were barely on a first name basis running a show together because we were so paranoid of each other.
I'm still paranoid.
Yeah, someone might be playing the long game. Plus, we're bringing in
Clinically.
we're widening our circle for this one. We got Whiskey and a few others coming along. So, we all might get got.
Might get got.
Yeah, might get got. All right, but the nail in the coffin was the fact that she went on a 20-minute rant about the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, Lord.
And how it wasn't as good as the mutant movies. And how, Tony Stark is like a billionaire asshole, and how they ruined Spider-Man because they made Spider-Man like Tony Stark. And just a bunch of
And she was passionate about this.
Yeah, that and dead people and rats.
Yeah, that's 3 red flags in a row.
You should ask her if she liked Disney too.
Oh yeah, how many Mickey Mouse tattoo right here?
How many Funko Pops she owns?
And just the way she talked, literally the sound of her voice and the way she spoke was also another issue.
What was her name?
But it was like Lexi or some bullshit.
Lexi,
Annie.
You can't sit with us.
It was
Are you okay? Yeah. No, she's not. She has rats.
Something I've been kind of trying to take account of is what the next generation of Karen's name is going to be, because Karen's like a very it's an aging name at this point, but you see all of these little COVID propaganda warriors and like around our age, and I'm like, all right, what's the next Karen?
BR.
What?
I said right at the same second that Mel said whatever she said, so you're gonna have to listen carefully to edit that one out.
Oh wait, do I need to censor her name?
Yeah.
All right. Oh my god, this is gonna be
kidding?
It's gonna sound like we're calling everyone a cunt, and then you're oddly gonna hear that not bleeped, and you're gonna be like, "What's going on? What kind of show am I listening to?"
Definitely need to censor her name. You kidding?
I mean, there's a lot of them in the world. Oh my god.
That's my middle name.
Holy shit. All right, well, now we gotta...
Nobody's
you
gonna
don't
know.
have to censor that, I don't care.
God damn it. All right.
People can know my full name. I'm just kidding.
Is there any more to the story, or shall we touch on...
That's pretty much it. I mean, it was just a shit first date. It was just... I didn't have a good time.
I'm sorry, buddy. First dates are fucking weird. I had this... So, I was living alone, didn't have many friends in town because I just kind of got here, and fucking Joker came out, and I was like, I want to go see Joker. And I was like,
I saw that 4 times in theaters with 4 different women.
You whore! But no, I did the same thing. I was like, well, I want to go see it, but I don't want to be a loser. Like, if I, like a single guy alone watching Joker is a red flag. Plus, I'm going to be carrying, I don't know what the fuck. Plus, they were talking about, it was right as it was getting really controversial, and they were like, oh yeah, watch out for warning signs with, lone guys watching Joker. I'm like, oh, fuck me. Okay, I can't do that.
If you go to see a movie by yourself, you got to do it during the day.
It's true. With all the other creeps.
Yeah, you can't go in the evening by yourself.
Everyone's on
together, weird? And it's creepy.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie on my own, in a theater, because I don't know.
I don't like going to theaters, so...
I've seen movies, anime movies in theater by myself.
Oh well, Mel, I'm sure that's perfectly normal. I'm sure you're definitely not alone in being alone.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway,
that was too mean. We're about to be 14 minutes in. I'm already being a prick. About anime.
Why is mine and Mel's soundbar moving at twice the speed of y'all's?
Because you're just...
Talking more, maybe? I don't know.
You're just next level, man.
Y'all see that too, though, right?
So when we were recording...
I wasn't looking.
We were recording an episode for my solo show, Me and Guns, and he's like, oh yeah, that one looks like a turtle. I'm like, dude.
Dude, they looked like turtles. It's not my fault that they looked like turtles.
God damn it.
Do you use Zencaster too for your solo show?
Yeah. Since you were like, oh yeah, just use it. I'm like, well, this makes me look more professional than just recording on Discord. Plus,
yeah, and they don't have to have a Discord account, so it's really nice.
Yeah, it's like oh yeah, just click the link instead of being like, all right, you have to make a Discord and then you have to join our thing, and then Fedbot's gonna fuck up on us for 30 minutes while I try and make small talk.
Yep.
And by which point we've already covered the entire content of the show, and we have to repeat ourselves. It's like, ugh. So.
Hey, do you guys want to hear about the vaccine ladies that came to my apartment today?
Oh, did you have?
We do.
Did you have like COVID witnesses?
Yeah, I had some COVID witnesses today.
Nice.
So normally, if somebody knocks on my door and I'm not expecting people, I don't answer.
How you hide under the couch?
Well, this time I was in the kitchen making a lot of noise, so like there was like not answering would just been rude. So I opened the door and it's old ladies.
Oh no, you can't even tell them to fuck off.
Well, my social
get out of here, gamer.
Like social anxiety or like the part of me who just wants to tell these COVID people, to get wrecked, fought internally with the part of me that's like, oh, old ladies, be nice. They remind you of your grandma. So instead, I just like kind of froze like a deer in headlights, made eye contact, and just slowly shut my door. And I was like, I didn't say a word, and I just thought, I hate myself.
Have you heard the good news? The vaccine is free.
I was just like, never dropping eye contact, and just shut the door. And it's like, oh god, that was so awkward. Why did I do that? I couldn't be mean, but also like they really just agitated me. So
did they manage to get any words out?
None. They started talking. My mind just like went blank, and I'm like.
So how did you know they were like COVID witnesses? Did they have like name tags?
Well, I heard that part. They started talking. I just after they introduced themselves, it was more of like a, oh dear God.
It's just like hanging up on a telemarketer.
Well, they were
just IRL.
They were volunteering a part of some church.
Okay.
Oh, church and state.
Telemarketer.
Well, I feel right.
Jesus is telemarketers.
You were nice by shutting the door slowly on them.
Yeah, so they were part of some church, and they said that they were just volunteering. So I don't know if they were the same as like whatever Biden was talking about, or if they're just like super losers volunteering their own time for no reason.
God damn.
But,
speaking of Biden,
are you trying to do like a smooth transition?
Speaking of Biden,
let's
talk about how on multiple occasions he brought up pretty casually drinking the blood of children without anybody else bringing it up beforehand. He just did it on his own.
Yeah, so at this point, all of us are pretty fucking divorced from the news. We hear about the news probably like, which is why our news show is always like a week or 2 or 3 after events happen. But I think this is pretty recent. Because this was like related to Biden's town hall, which was Wednesday, July 21st, and this will be out Tuesday. So
he had a town hall,
huh?
Yeah, he had a town hall.
Exactly. He had a town hall, and did anyone see the clip of him kind of like talking to Don Lemon and kind of just mumbling incoherently through it, like blah, 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 something about aliens, something about it's not a pandemic, and like kind of just oh, you didn't see that?
No.
Okay. Mel?
say it again.
Did you see so the part of Biden's town hall where he was like mumbling to Don Lemon and completely like losing track of where he was?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So like people there was all sorts of, the typical shit libs are like, no, he's not losing his mind. This is perfectly healthy, and it's like the dude is clearly in cognitive decline. Like if that was my grandpa, I'd be fucking pissed someone put him on a stage. I'd be really fucking pissed off. But anyway,
anymore I go back and forth because sometimes he's coherent as shit.
Well, I don't know.
When he's had a fresh batch of blood.
Yeah, when he's recently fed on children, he like sniffs them to check their blood type to see if it's like the right stuff. and
Type A.
Yeah, he's like, that's the good shit. That's what Daddy Biden needs.
What's universal donor? Like O negative or some shit?
I don't even know my blood type. I'm so fucked.
I don't know mine either.
Be positive. Don't drink my blood, though.
Yeah, you know what, Mel?
I'm too old.
That is a good message.
I was
Be
gonna say, I'm
positive,
too
guys.
old. Yeah, be positive.
Everyone be positive. But anyway, so during the town hall, Biden said something about I can play the little clip. We actually have a system to play clips, but I don't really have it like a link to hand, so I'm gonna have to do a really redneck and maybe splice it in better later.
Yeah.
Hey, don't talk about my people like that.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to encourage. Let's all right.
The idea that the Democrats or the Biden is hiding people and sucking the blood of children no, I'm serious. That's the idea.
So he just randomly, like, you know, I guess to give him credit, to kind of steelman him as much as you can, a declining old man. You know, there's been the whole QAnon movement that paints like all these guys as, you know, like Satanists and devil worshippers and child rapists, which they probably are, but you know, like there's been all sorts of like crazy conspiracies about them since, you know, Hillary's election, and so he just outright said it during the town hall, and it was a pretty pathetic crowd. There was like very low energy, and he was just like not fucking there, and he just randomly brings up, oh yeah, Democrats drinking children's blood, and they believe this. And it's like, did we ask? Is this like a major headline, like a huge controversy? like that was probably the first time most milquetoast Democrats who would turn up for a Biden town hall heard anything about Democrats drinking blood. Now they're like, okay. And then they're like, so you know, we're not going to make a whole episode about one offhand comment, although we probably have in the past. He then followed it up, I presume, outside the town hall with reporters, and I'll play this one too.
Not defunding the police.
And are there people who, in the Democratic Party, who want to defund the president?
Are there people in the Republican Party who think we're sucking the blood out of kids?
I'm not sure. Are there people in the Democratic Party who want to defund the president?
She was so confused.
on the YouTube version of this, I'll splice in the video so you can see like the subtitles. But the reporter asks, you know, are there any plans to defund the police? And Biden, in typical Democrat police state fashion, goes, "No, of course not. There's no plans to defund the police." Killer, nice one. And well, so she asks that, and she starts to ask something about like, you know,
if
like,
there are any Democrats who support the notion of defunding the police.
Yeah, and then he goes, well, what?
Are there any Republicans that believe we're sucking the blood out of children?
Yeah, and it's like, what?
I like to think that they're completely separate events, and this was not outside the town hall.
they very well might be.
Two completely different times that he just felt like bringing this up on his own.
I don't know, maybe it's just been a little bit since a feeding, and he's like starting to be like, blood, children's blood, fuck.
Glad.
But it's like, what the fuck?
It's one of those things that, like, if you weren't doing it and someone accused you of it in public, like, you probably wouldn't even address it because you would think it's so ridiculous.
I don't eat people on my days off, what?
Yeah, but maybe it's on his head, and one QAnon thing was like, you drink blood, and he's like, yep.
See, like almost 50 years of drinking children's blood, and the guilt's finally getting to him. He's like, he's waning in his final years, and he's like, ah, man, all the children's blood.
And here's the thing, like, he's got to be pretty sheltered from anything QAnon says. It's not like this dude's searching the internet in different chat groups to see what they're saying about him.
Yeah.
So, like, where is he getting this information?
Well, like,
his AIDS.
Like, you gotta think, this guy is probably, you know, like you said, very sheltered. He's probably being told by everyone around him, "You're doing such a great job, man. Like, you know, keep on doing it. I really appreciate
You're doing great, sweetie.
You're a hero." And then just being fed whatever the fuck he needs to, like, you know, sign off on. So for him to, like, just bring up drinking children's blood, unless like some, unless it's happened on multiple occasions where like some QAnon lunatic has ran up to him at like a debate or something, or like a, you know, a political rally and been like, "Hey, what are you going to talk about drinking children's blood? Yeah, like, why is this the first thing he goes to?
Because he's drinking blood.
Because he's drinking blood. That's the only thing you can pull from this.
Like I said, if you were drinking blood and someone said that to you, you'd look at them like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But
did he ever address the other thing, or did he just like deflect with? That's like the weirdest deflection.
Yeah,
worst possible worst deflection I've ever heard.
Like, hey, here's this really serious topic, police brutality.
Yeah,
you know,
there was a whole year of major nationwide protests to the point that it was almost a bipartisan issue. Yeah, and then instead of being like, no, you know, we're making moves on that, trying to like placate people, or even just outright like, no, we don't have plans for that, just jumps into that, and then he like drops Mike and walks off, and you can kind of, you know that picture of him where he looks like something from Mars Attacks.
Oh yeah. I know
you can see his fucking cheeks are like way the fuck up in a big scary smile as he's walking away, and you're like, he thinks he just fucking nailed it with that answer, and then just walks away like, yeah, these fucking people, idiots. Like,
yeah, the smile was weird.
What do you mean, police brutality? No, we don't drink children's blood.
Like, oh yeah, thank you for the answer, sir.
To be fair, they probably inject it.
Well, that's the other thing I wanted to get into, because recently...
that's why he can honestly and vehemently say,
I'm not drinking it, it's been injected.
He could say with the straight face that he's not drinking children's blood, and he's being honest about it.
He's probably sniffing it.
He's snorting that. He's snorting lines.
Yeah, everyone
in the Oval Office. That's why he got a red tinted desk in the Oval Office.
Well, that's what Lance Armstrong. That's what Lance Armstrong was doing, was injecting blood.
What? Oh, fuck off.
No, you know how the whole Lance Armstrong thing with him drugging? It was he would keep his own blood. He would pull his own blood out. And then before a big match, he would add more of his blood to his system. And then by having more of his blood, he had more cells that could collect oxygen, and it kept his body more oxygenated.
It's fucking genius.
And then there's no drugs in the system. But yeah, that's how the whole Lance Armstrong drugging thing went, was that he was like taking his own blood, and then before the big match, he'd put more blood in his system, and then he could move more oxygen throughout it.
Mel, is there any medical science behind this?
I have no idea.
Like 6 Tour de France championships or something like that.
Well,
isn't this like a new upcoming thing? Like everybody's all,
yes,
Alex Jones is right, because like these headlines specifically, like the World Economic Forum or something like that creepy place, they're like, the youth blood is keeping old people younger or something like that.
That's old, but so I've got a couple headlines from 2019 and 2020, I think. Well, maybe 2020 and 2021. And before I get into all this stuff, we're all drinking, I presume. Yes. What's everyone drinking? I'm drinking whiskey. Mel?
Cheap wine. Oliver Winery. Do you guys have that in your states, or is it just an Indiana thing?
What was it?
Oliver Winery wine.
I've never heard of it.
I don't drink enough wine to know.
Yeah, I'm not really a wine guy.
If I buy wine, it's from Aldi's.
They have a good selection. This is like a winery here. It's really popular in Indiana. I like it.
There you go. That's all the endorsement they need. Guns, you're working on beer, right?
Stella.
Nice.
Yeah.
Rezi?
I'm drinking Miller Lite.
All right.
Gross.
So as you can see,
but that's what my wife bought and brought home. So
do better.
I'm drinking it.
As you can see, we have a panel of medical scientific experts here at the top of their cognitive ability. So before we get into this, we're going to nail all of this. But anyway.
My doctor says I'm not supposed to drink at all.
There you go. I don't know what to do with that. But so there's been increasing headlines kind of trying to desensitize the public, as they always do, with like emerging controversial issues. And so, from the Observer, could young blood stop us getting old? US biotech companies are working towards plasma therapies to tackle age-related diseases in humans. And then another one from Newsweek, can blood from young people slow aging That's my accent leaking out.
You're getting slowly more Americanized.
I know. I'm so, and I'm slurring already. Like I said, medical experts. Can blood from young people slow aging? Silicon Valley has bet billions it will.
Of course they have.
And this is this is July 2021, I think. But I might be reading that backwards and it's from April, but I don't know. British and American dates. These links will be in the fucking episode description and all that. But yeah, I mean, you can find all sorts of headlines talking about blood transfusions from young people to old people. And I mean, if that doesn't seem predatory to you, like,
well, what is it? Sandra Bullock was like quoted. She's on some talk show or something.
Oh yeah,
and like she was drinking blood.
No, hers was different. Hers was, she went on Ellen talking about how her face cream was made from foreskins of children.
What?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Are you dead serious?
Yeah, I saw that.
Dead serious.
Oh, Jesus, guns, your foreskin memes aren't so cute anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to Google something so weird on my computer, but you can probably find...
I'll take the bullet.
That'd be one of the least weirdest things that
foreskin,
they see on my computer.
If I just type foreskin cream, my girlfriend's gonna come back and be like, what the do you
that makes my FBI agents laugh when I Google weird stuff like that.
No, that's true. Gotta keep the boys entertained back at Langley. Foreskin cream, Sandra Bullock.
What is this dude doing now?
Just wait until you figure out how I'm gonna make it explode. Huffington Post, so you know this is going to be a really quality article. What is the penis facial that Sandra Bullock gets? Well, I can tell you what the penis facial a lot of people are getting. See, and seeing as this was said on the Ellen DeGeneres show, who is definitely a blood drinker.
Absolutely.
Like you can't keep that creepy fucking smile and that, like, I don't know. That's
something very... Something real weird there.
Like, what?
I agree.
I agree. Like, as a pretty hardcore atheist, as in someone with no interest in religion, I can genuinely look at her and say I hate the Antichrist.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Last week, Sandra Bullock appeared on the Ellen DeGeneres show and revealed that she and Kate Blanchett, I don't know what the fucking name is, are fans of what they've dubbed the penis facial. We'll admit, it sounds more X-rated than luxurious. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure they'll pay you for that instead of the other way around. Wow. Okay, that's a real thing. So we just...
It's baby penis, though, so it's expensive.
Oh. But like, and you really got to wonder where the baby penis foreskin comes from.
There's not a lot of adults getting their foreskin taken off, so where do you think they're coming from?
Well, it's not going to be from America. It's going to be from some fucking country 3,000 miles away. That doesn't usually remove the foreskins.
They usually remove it in America.
Well, yeah, but you know, that shit is always happening in some creepy fucking.
Well, they use baby embryos and crap here to make stem cells and put in your vaccines.
You're right. No, you're right. It can happen here.
Okay, so I don't know if this is. I couldn't verify it really quick when I was looking, but hold on, let me get you this headline really quick.
I'm terrified what you're going to find, because you're much better at this stuff than me. I just grabbed the first two that I saw that were like...
Oh, no, it's nothing like that. It's fact check from Snope. Do Democrats...
Oh, yes.
Do Democrats suck the blood of children? Biden's comments about Democrats sucking the blood of children have brought back this popular accusation by Dan Evan. This was ruled as mostly false. You can rest at ease. We claim that Democrats suck the blood of children as mostly false. Not false.
Thank God it's mostly false.
Mostly.
I was mostly upset about it.
It's mostly false because Democrats and Republicans are doing it.
Yeah. Mostly not terrorists. I'm saying we're fully not terrorists.
Mostly not lizard people.
We wouldn't have listeners in Langley if we were mostly not terrorists, but anyway.
Here's the thing: would lizard people have to get the young blood? If they're drinking young blood,
would they need young lizard blood?
Yeah, they
Or
might
just-
need young
yeah,
lizard blood.
They need young human blood so they can seem more human.
So it helps like hydrate their skin suits or something.
Going back to Mars Attacks, didn't they have to like chew gum to maintain their human forms?
It's been so long since I've seen that film.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly.
And I've always been high when I've watched it, so I've got...
Maybe they have to just have this steady intake of...
Is that Mars Attacks, or is that the one with Roddy Piper?
No, it's Mars Attacks. The girl, she's chewing gum. And I only know because doesn't she like stick it to a fish tank or something?
Because I recently watched the one with Roddy Piper, and like they had to be like real careful or they would lose their form and become lizard people.
I've never heard of the thing you've talked about.
Oh, it's the Obey one.
Yeah. I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
So American.
What's it called?
Assimilated.
I'm assimilating.
That was a good American accent, man.
It was.
Proud of you.
I'm leaving behind my British traditions. I no longer go to the mosque. I no longer have Indian food.
The next eMilitia episode, you should all be British and you should be American.
Like, all right, guys, welcome to the eMilitia podcast. Today we're going to be talking about whatever the fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm already drinking fucking Kentucky bourbon, so that I'm making Jared proud now that he's a Kentuckian.
Your American accent's better when you're not trying to do it.
Well,
good American accent.
Yeah, fuck you, guns. I put my heart and soul into that.
It was all right.
That was Australian.
Was it possible?
Possible.
God damn it.
As in, was it possible or like passable?
Hey, Guns.
What?
You should do an American accent.
Yeah. Do a real American accent. You fucking... I don't even know what they call you guys. Southerners.
Do it an American's interpretation of an American accent.
This here video is sponsored by the subterranean lizard people of the United States government.
That sounds like a government PSA. I dig it. I feel like that's gonna be on like the early warning broadcast system or some shit.
I think it's called Trans-Pacific.
Is that what? Oh no! Are you on about like transatlantic?
Or transatlantic? I don't know. One of those.
Transatlantic is when it's like
trans.
Well, it's when it's trans. Thank you, Mel.
It's got a penis.
No, it's a transatlantic accent is like where it's friendly to Americans, like they can understand it, but it's like very well pronunciated, kind of like BBC English, but with an American accent. And that's what they like to use for like really fucking boring normie radio shit, like NPR kind of stuff. Or like an American accent in Britain. It'll be like a transatlantic accent because it's a fucking Brit doing an American.
They should all be Southern accents.
Southern supremacy. Well, we know how that went last time.
Well, it'll rise again. Don't worry.
Oh god,
it's coming back. Yeah,
it's coming back. Oh man. You know, we could... There's two different things we could talk about. We could talk about balkanization, which is kind of an increasingly popular topic, or we could talk about COVID propaganda, or we could do both.
I think COVID propaganda is probably a little more relevant right now.
I dig it. Like...
The Delta variant. Oh my god.
Ligma variant.
the Sigma variant.
I feel like that is, and
Dogma.
I posted it on Girls Town, but I feel like the Delta variant. Do you guys think that's like a real thing?
I think it's real, and I think they're like not talking about the actual fucking impact, like they're like, oh, it's highly infectious, and then they're leaving it at that because there's no word on, oh, it's way more deadly or it's way more, effective against like younger ages and shit. But they're implying that without explicitly saying that, so they can't be fact checked.
So I feel like it's like the news surrounding it is like solely to maintain animosity directed towards individuals like that still don't buy into the whole.
Well, here's my understanding with viruses. Viruses always mutate and change, and they have never found a virus viruses always get more contagious and less deadly.
So they say.
A virus's thing is to infect as many people as possible. So if it's killing its host, it's not spreading. So what viruses do is they find a way to be able to live and not kill the host and be able to spread better.
That's what she said.
so
Did
then
she?
they're telling you, oh, you got to worry about the Delta virus, which, yeah, it could have mutated a little bit and it's a little bit different, but it's definitely less deadly.
Yeah.
And I hear a lot of, like, there's a lot of people with the COVID shot who are getting the virus.
That's been the funny thing, because like they're all saying, well, you know, make sure you get your shot. It's the unvaccinated people, and it's like everyone I know who's had the shot, like not everyone, but I know so many fucking people who've had the shot and then have gotten sick, like like with COVID properly after getting it, like weeks, months after getting it. I shared a joint with one of these fucking people. I think I've talked about this on like 80 fucking shows at this point, but like. A close friend, they fucking got it after being fully vaccinated, and then I shared a joint with them, and they got sick again, and me and my girlfriend went and got tested, and we were fucking completely clear. And to this at this point, I haven't been sick since like before February 2020, and so it's like, I mean, like I said, not fucking scientists here, but
We're basically doctors.
We are basically doctors. I will say that much.
Can you type quieter?
Yeah, Mel. Jesus Christ.
She can. She doesn't like to, though.
There you go.
I'm hacking.
I could tell.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Keyboard sounds creamy. What kind of keyboard is that?
I don't know. It lights up.
well, shit. That's.
Let me see if there's a name on it. Red Dragon? Is that a thing?
Oh shit! You got the fucking gaming keyboard?
I don't know. It's something my aunt purchased.
Damn,
Wait, does it have a rainbow setting? That's the only way you know if it's a gaming keyboard or not.
Rainbow setting?
Like with the colors
like
behind the
lights?
keys?
The joke here is that I'm gay.
No,
No?
it's.
Yeah, it's. I think so. It's purple.
Always?
Always purple.
No gaming keyboard then. It has to be rainbow.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
It's possible maybe she just doesn't know how to use it.
It's true.
We'll go
It's
rainbow.
possible you don't even know how to use it.
Oh, I definitely don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
That's guaranteed.
It's a miracle Rezzy's even here. He's like, he plugged in a typewriter to his phone, and I don't know what's happening over there.
Mine is rainbow, and I have no idea how to change it.
I'm doing this podcast with a felt tip pen and a legal pad.
Well, dude, I told you to upgrade. I sent you those fucking cups with string.
It's been a long time.
The plan is eventually we will have cups with string that go all over the US, and even we're working on transatlantic to rehook up Anglo. We lost him when they cut the string.
F that guy. Where the heck's he been?
I upgraded my string to filament for a 3D printer.
It's been a really long time
awesome.
since it's just been the eMilitia on an episode. What are you guys up to? What adventures are you getting into? Do you guys still have Instagram accounts? Update the people. I think that.
Yeah.
We didn't even do an intro, so maybe now's a good time to be like.
I meant to do that right at the start, but then we just jumped into it because that was the vibe. But yeah, we just lost another comrade. Poor Rebs has been exiled to Twitter space with me.
Sucks. That's bullshit.
Yeah, you don't even like Twitter. You're like, fuck that place.
I deleted Twitter entirely.
I've gotten into Twitter and I hate it so much.
Me too, dude. That's why I deleted it. I was like, this is not joy to me.
This is how we spread the message.
But I miss Mel and BR, so that's why I got on.
My
Not
Twitter
Rebs.
is currently deactivated because like there's two women on there who constantly, I have them blocked and muted, and they're still always in my timeline with the dumbest takes. One of them is this super statist chick who claims to be anarchist, and she's all about saving democracy and forcing kids to do the pledge.
Yikes!
Cannot stand her. And the other one, the other
Wait,
day,
is it Austin Peterson's girlfriend?
No, it's Isabella O'Reilly.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, is she the one with the black hair? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Wait.
I think I
She's
just
not a
muted her.
libertarian redhead.
No, she's not. She's got black hair, but her takes are always terrible. Okay, what started my dislike of this account was I saw a tweet once that said, now she's an anarchist who works for Turning Point USA.
Oh,
but
killer.
I saw a tweet that said, if you have a problem with the government killing or bombing your countries and killing children or something like that, just have more. Something like that. And I was like, I hate this person. Strongly dislike this person.
90% of Twitter is just horrible takes. Or just like pointless ones. Like stuff
she's
like
real mean-spirited, and I was tired of that popping up in my timeline. But the last straw was when somebody was like, how do you expect to end the wars when we can't stop fighting each other? And I'm just like, that's so gay.
Wait, shut the fuck up, nerd.
I'm done with this website for a while.
Oh, God.
Oh, Twitter's such poison.
See,
the takes are just so bad.
I had such a good time at Childeberg because we weren't talking about politics.
Yeah.
It was like anarchists hanging out with anarchists and like doing what we like to do on our personal time. People, like, you know, there was like a little bit of politics here and there, but like it wasn't like we were sitting down and be like, yeah, so, you know, I found this thing from Conkener. I found this fucking, you know, Carl Hess quote and just sitting there fucking quoting footnotes to each other or some shit. It was just a bunch of anarchists hanging around, and then you have that kind of like, you know, that tribal thing like, oh, well, we're all, you know, vaguely in the same arena, so we don't have to contest about, you know, dick measuring or any of that stuff. Like, occasionally the Mises Caucus people would bring up their shit, and I'd be like, that's kind of fucking boring. I'd rather talk about anything else. Like,
no, but that was our Havasu vacation. Like, we didn't talk about politics.
Well, I mean, we're a little bit tighter than that. I mean, everyone there was like, this was like, at the most, like 150 to 200 people at one time, whereas with us it was like kind of a unit of people who are like pretty fucking closely aligned. None of us are going like, yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna support this guy for, you know, their presidential run in the LP. We're all like, guys, when are we gonna get some fucking property and build some fucking, you know, build something together? So kind of a different vibe, but you know, like just hanging around, there was mutual interests, mutual topics, mutual kind of, okay, I accept you and what you're doing, I respect it, no matter, you know, where it is on the spectrum of, you know, partyarchy to complete agorism, whatever it might be. But, yeah, on Twitter, it just goes right back to shit flinging.
I think, like, Twitter is at its best when people are, like, before, because I've been on Twitter for a while, I would think I'm on, like, my third account. I've been there since, like, 2011. Before there was some like infighting on occasion, and
there's always been
politics, but like most of the stuff, it was like hobby posting and like fake arguments where, you know, everybody's hashing out like their food opinions and
I mean,
like
right now it's like
fun.
a white women thing.
Yeah,
like just for fucking fun. Everyone's like, oh, you know, cancel white women and all that shit.
When it's like the fun stuff and people are just like actually like libertarianism in practice, that's cool. But when they get into like the really stupid stuff, it's
Twitter's made for infighting. The way you can quote retweet and the way you can tag stuff, like on Instagram, you can't tag posts and stuff, and you can't like copy and paste. It's like you can only comment like a little bit. Twitter is so made to like call people out and start fights.
I mean, on IG you can do like, I mean, we've all fucking done it.
But it's not set up like Twitter. It's like a lot harder, and you got to go to a lot of work for it.
You can put something in your story and be like, oh yeah, look at this, like, you know, whatever that fucking donut cop account was, and like various accounts on there, you know, they post a bad take about, I don't know, steel armor, or, you know, like a Second Amendment take, whatever the fuck it might be. You can share their post in your story and be like, look at this fuckhead.
Yeah,
and,
but
you know,
I can't go to that person's story or whatever I can't go to their post and see everyone who posted on their story. Like on Twitter, I can go to see everyone who
Who
retweeted
retweeted it?
that
Yeah.
thing, and all the people sucking their dick and all the people hating them. And then like just the other day, like some guy posted something about, hey, if I get 100 retweets, I'm gonna burn my murder cult uniform,
I
his
saw
military uniform. And like people that are generally against the military are calling this dude out. And I'm like, well, wait a
That
second.
was the weird. That was
Yeah,
so
like
weird.
it just pissed me off. Like people that like are that constantly speak badly about the military is like this guy who was in the military is not allowed to call it the murder cult because he didn't kill anyone.
I didn't understand that, and people tried to explain, oh, you have to be. I just didn't understand.
No, I didn't understand at all.
You know what? If not killing people and getting out of it didn't make any sense.
Like I understand, like if you think it's a little cringe that he's calling it the murder cult, cool. We'll move on.
The
Why
dude
are you
is
calling
a
this
little
dude out?
cringe, but first he's
This is
super
why I hate
open.
Twitter.
Yeah, just mute him and move on. Why are you calling him out for having the exact same opinion you talk about on your podcast every week?
It's all just different flavors of clout chasing. You know, like there's so many different ways to do it.
He
where you can be
literally said that too. He said we're all on this website to chase clout, you know, and so like the retweet thing was, but I just didn't understand. Like he was being bullied for not killing people.
Yes, and saying that the military was a murder cult.
It was so weird to me. I'm just like, people were sharing it, and I'm like, I guess I don't really understand because,
I
It's
don't
enough to
know
make you
why.
delete the app.
Yeah. Like I'm taking a break right now. I just couldn't. That was like,
it was weird.
Like, people that, like I said, talk crap about the military constantly. We're calling him out for talking crap about the military, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? Is that not bad? No, the military is still bad. I just don't like the way he did it. You know what? Suck it up.
It's just dick measuring, you know. It's like, hey, you know, this guy's cringe, and like kind of an outside to the group, and someone who's kind of new to this part of Twitter. So it's kind of fucked up. It's like the older days when, you know, biting the bullet, those guys talk about coming on Twitter and being like, oh, you guys are baby killers, before there was kind of an accepted anarchist veteran community. And they kind of, I don't know, like rebuilding up that wall for no reason other than to be like, you know, exclusionary. I think it's fucking dumb.
Stupid.
I can understand why it's cringe. The guy's like, hey, you know, share and retweet this, 200 likes, whatever, and I'll burn it. You know,
cool. I want to see you burn it. I like seeing shit burn. Like, good.
Yeah, dude, fire's awesome.
And there you have the impetus for the eMilitia podcast. But no, I agree. Burning shit is cool. But
yeah,
I don't know. It was just silly. People want to be like, oh, this guy's doing it in a dumb way, and I've done it the right way, and what the fuck ever. It was just
they're talking about him for chasing clout. But then they're retweeting his shit to talk crap about him. And all they're doing is, hey, I'm better than this guy because I do it differently, even though I do the same thing. And I'm just like, dude, I hated Twitter before. Like, all the bad takes are just like the pointless takes. Just the pointless takes of people saying like the most obvious stuff that anyone who's been in the community knows it. And like, people are following you because they're in the community and you're saying the most obvious stuff. The sky is blue. Yeah, I get it, dude. I don't need, and then I don't even follow you, but 20 people like your tweet and it keeps showing up in my feed, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, like that. It's pretty hard to break into kind of like the core of, you know, the community that we're plugged into, because there's so much.
Everyone's a hater.
Well, there's so much inhumor to the point that like it's pretty fucking toxic if you try and roll up and you do things, you know, a little bit wrong in the kind of mass of that group's eyes, you're fucked. And admit, you know, I'm sure I've plugged into some of that at some point and probably ridiculed someone who didn't quite deserve it. But like also there's I don't know that like occasionally someone like a girl will show up and be like, oh, tee hi, I'm an anarchist, I'm new to Twitter. Everyone's like, oh, that chick's a fed. And everyone just fucking retweets fed. And you know, some of it's like kind of ironic, like, oh, every woman who talks about libertarianism is a fed. And then some of it's like legit autistic, like, no, she's a fed. And then some of them actually fucking glow and you can see them from space. It's like, there's a certain amount of stupid in jokes like that. The kind of, I'm sure, it's kind of what's fueled this, what they call, the Twitter community calls the loser brigade, all these kind of LP types who whine and bitch and moan about inclusion. And it's like, all right, we have to include every fucking person with every shitty, vaguely libertarian take,
No, we don't have to include anyone.
Oh, no.
But
yeah.
why are you hating on people that are for the same basic thing you are?
I'll hate on everybody, though. Because some of them are real cringe.
No, some like, and that's been another funny thing cropping up recently. Is like, there's kind of been more and more hate for podcasters. It's like, all right, well, just another libertarian, and I get that. I make that joke. Another libertarian.
No,
podcast.
That's hilarious to me.
Yeah. But like some people actually, take it in a serious way. Just like the female fed thing. They're like, another no one needs this. Like, what are you doing that's real? When they have like a tax policy advisor position in the LP, what are you doing that's real? I knock on doors for libertarianism.
I'll take 100 new podcasters before I took another single female libertarian.
That's not a take. I thought you were gonna say 100 new LP members, but you just went the other way.
I love podcasts.
Even the ones that I don't care for, the ones that I might think have kind of shitty messaging that might actually turn people away from them. To some people, their edgier takes or whatever, that they might get someone to start down the rabbit hole. There's gonna be like if you went to Baskin Robbins and they had fucking chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry, you'd be like, okay, and you'd get fucking. You'd go like 6 times and be fucking bored of the place, but you can always find a new flavor depending on where you're at with your radicalism. And if you just fucking stop on minarchism, there's boring fuckers like Austin Peterson and whatever the fuck he's doing with his radio shit, and you can give a thumbs up to Nukes, and then there's like a billion other flavors if you want to stop on Libertarian Party politics or like ANCAP or more Black Flag anarchism or agorism, whatever the fuck it might be. There's flavors out there.
That seems to be the attitude I get. Is that's all the whole liberty community on Twitter wants to do is step on people. They don't want to build community. They don't want to. They just want to step on people.
You guys came in at a pretty rough time because, I think the Mises Caucus thing has really kicked up some dust. There's like a lot of divisionism going on right now.
I
thought it was Mises.
No, guys.
Mises? Mises?
Yeah.
I think like libertarians are some of, and I know there's smart people outside of like libertarian or like this community, specifically in group, are like some of the smartest people. Like, I don't know if you ever listen to conversations with them or like read through some of their conversations, the stuff they can reference, like just the facts they could pull out of thin air that are actually true. It's incredible. I would rather listen to my friends talk about some theory that's really important over reading some old dude's interpretation of it. Well, I guess, like I'd rather listen to Timeline Earth talk about Rothbard than read Rothbard. Like, every day.
Well, just like,
did anyone get the Michael Malice book?
Yeah.
No, I don't like Michael Malice.
I like the guy. Well, he didn't write anything of it, right?
Like the intros and stuff.
What is it?
It's a collection of anarchist essays from like all over the spectrum, from like
God,
Mutualist to ANCOM.
So hard to read. Like, just shoot me.
A lot of it's
just shoot me. Like,
wait. I gotta go grab mine right now because I'm working on an anarchist that's a fucking idiot and like dead serious guy's a fuck like. Sure, intelligent, like, could write and shit at in his time, which is like during the Civil War period. Educated, but still a fucking idiot. I'm gonna go grab it, pull up his name, and then shame him on this podcast because I fucking hate him.
One real long Rothbard book everybody's always recommending. Instead of reading that book, I read Bob Murphy's like study guide for that book, and it's just like I'd rather do that for everything. I'd rather hear my friends, high on crack cocaine, whatever, doing their interpretation of something than I would.
And here's the thing is like, I don't think the concept of liberty is really overcomplicated. It's pretty straightforward.
Don't hurt people, don't take their stuff.
And they try to overcomplicate it so much and just and it's just a lot of repetitiveness too. Like, you can only read so much of it. Like, people are always like, oh, you got to read all the theory. You got to read all the theory. Dude, I already understand the theory behind it. Like, how much more do I have to read? Well, you have to be able to argue it. Yeah, I get, like, you got to be able to discuss it with people and have good points. But, like, some of the stuff they're telling you to read doesn't have points that most people would even understand.
No,
like, I got to read them 3 times just to get them.
Yeah, theory is to harden your arguments, to, like, you know, like, once you have the philosophy, which is, you know, like Mel said, don't hurt people, don't take their stuff. You can say that under your breath in a fucking second, and you get the general point of what we're on about across. And then and everyone's like, okay, well, you know, that's a fantasy, and then you can harden your fucking points. You don't have to, like, you know, throw 18 books at someone to get that point across. Like, you say, you know, the philosophy, and then you can, you know, answer whatever questions come up, plant those seeds, and let people kind of, you know, punch the holes they need to, and then find the answers they need to, and point them in the right direction, whether that's, you know, Spooner or Rothbard or Conkin or whoever else, you know?
The other day I was listening to Ace and Agora Brewing talk in a voice chat, and the whole time I was like, my friends are so freaking smart. Like, they were relating, you know, pulling references from modern pop culture and things like, you know, relating these really big principles to stuff like Minecraft. And I was just like, I'm getting so much more out of this than I would reading 10 books on these theories if they were not talking about them in
100%. 100%.
It was so, like, just a great moment. Cause
people like to talk shit about memes, but
that's what we do, you know, propaganda in a little flash that you can read through an idea, you know, on the toilet or on the bus or whatever the fuck it might be, waking up first thing in the morning, and you get, like, you know, 4 new ideas you might not have had the day before in a few pictures and a few words, and you're like, huh, well, I'm gonna go dig into that, you know.
And if nothing else, it gets people thinking more than 3 chapters that all say don't hurt people and don't steal their stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, some of this stuff, like what I'm reading right now from the Anarchist Handbook is Josiah Warren, and I think he's a cunt. I think he's a fucking, I think he's a stupid cunt, honestly. So what this guy's on about at the point that I'm in, he's talking about, effectively, you know, like, thieving and then defending against thievery can be justified. Like, the level of reaction you have to it can be justified based on various things. Like, you know, this guy might be starving, just trying to feed himself, and then you're not gonna, like, you know, pull out the 12 gauge and blow his head off, or I guess at the time they, you know, lever action, whatever it might be, you know, just for trying to feed himself. But if he's clearly, like, just a delinquent trying to, you know, just stealing because he's, you know, whatever, you know, then you might be more justified in using force because this is just what he does. He has no real purpose for stealing. And, you know, there's various levels of whatever, how you'd respond. But then he goes on to say, I, as a citizen of the same world, am a partner in crime by not having prevented the temptation to it. Which, you know, if we want to put that in a modern context, kind of victim blaming. You're like, oh yeah, you know, if the woman goes out with too short of a skirt and she gets raped, well, she was asking for it. Is what he's saying about thieving, and it's like,
well, he's saying he's part of the problem because he didn't tell the woman to put on a longer skirt.
Yeah, or like, you know, if we want to take it out of that very contentious territory, oh, I didn't lock my doors at night, so I was asking to be robbed. Like, no, the fuck you weren't. They had no right to everything you've worked for, and, like, you know, your home, everything you've worked for inside of it. Just because they didn't have that thing, you know? And so it's a good book to kind of read a vast array of different anarchists. It's, you know, the whole thing is...
I made it through like a chapter and a half, and I put it down, and I'm just like...
Really?
I'm like, oh my God, it's just so hard reading, and I'm like, I already understand the concepts.
Yeah,
and it's still hard for me to read this shit.
A lot of it's from like the 1800s.
Yeah, and then I pull it out and I'm like, oh, what he's trying to say is don't hurt people and don't steal their stuff. It didn't take 30 pages of long, drawn out fucking... Yeah, it's ridiculous.
See, what I like about it is because I'm big on the unity shit. Whatever people think of that, I think there's a lot of common values anarchists of every ilk have, and so many of them talk about the individual, even though the modern day ANCOM largely refers to the collective. Because they're mostly fucking ignorant on their own ideologies. But I've been trying to read more like Kropotkin and Bakunin, all these kind of left anarchists to see what their genuine thought processes are on, like, their idea of anarchism. And admittedly, most of them are like, okay, well, fuck every other kind of anarchism. Like, we've got it right. But it's still interesting to see how they talk about individualism and how, like, their personal, the value of one person's life, like, outweighs kind of these statist collectivist ideas of life, and how a lot of people are rallying against the wars at the time and stuff, and just mass death and all that kind of thing. So I think there is value in the book to just kind of widen your horizons. Whether it's not trying to turn you into a fucking ANCOM or anything, because I'm certainly not going to go that way. I'm not going to be waving the red flag by the time I'm done with the book.
No, I recently read. I'm not turning into a communist, but I recently read the Communist Manifesto.
Yeah.
Just to get an understanding of it, and again, it was over talked about crap. Hey, I want to steal all your stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to steal all your stuff because you have more than I do. Just over and over again, like drawn out. And
what's most interesting about these ANCOMs is a lot of them really fucking hated both the USSR and Marx himself. Like, there's not just one flavor of capitalism, state capitalism, free market capitalism, crony capitalism, all that kind of shit. There's also different flavors of communism, which, like, you can't really effectively argue against this or even talk about it unless you know these things. Like that, Kropotkin didn't like Marx. He thought he was a fucking idiot, and he had big disagreements with him, and, they were not fucking comrades. They led entirely different schools of thought. They just, waved fucking hammer and sickles and red flags and shit. So, it's interesting to read about that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's not
I bet
drawn
it sounds
out like
really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm about to buy it on Audible and listen to it while I kill myself.
Oh my god. Take a fucking toaster bath while you hear about Josiah Warren's bullshit about victim blaming because he didn't lock his doors.
Yeah, don't kill yourself to that.
There's better stuff, like, I don't know, some fucking 80s hair metal or something. That'd be pretty hardcore.
Yeah, that'd be way better.
I don't really like hair metal.
Yeah, I don't either, but I just feel like that would be a pretty hardcore way to go out. People would be so confused. Like, he didn't even like hair metal. It's just a mystery, man.
Resi, are you still on your Resi Twitter or Instagram account? Did you get zucked?
Am I what?
Are you still on your Resi account?
That's what we were talking about.
I am. Like, I went private a while ago.
Oh,
it helps, doesn't it?
I can't believe Guns still has his account.
I am in shock. That's his original account. When I had Bloody Revolutions, Guns was running this fucking account.
Yeah, it's insane.
It hurts me.
Don't jinx anything, guys.
I will jinx you as much as I every morning I'm like, why is Guns still running the original Guns and Guillotines account?
So he was the first one to go private.
That's right.
And after
Private
being
property
deleted
doesn't get fucked
once
with.
and then having being flagged a bunch of times, I'm like, you know what? I need to go private. And ever since, like, I'm kind of careful about. I check out everyone who tries to follow me.
Man.
Yep, all 37,000 of them.
Fuck me.
Yeah, I'm still not that far. Like, I went up like.
What are you at right now?
Me, like 11.3. Like,
That's
I was
not bad at all. You have web links. That's a big fucking thing.
No, I can't get web links.
What?
I don't know why. Like, you gotta have a business account, right?
Oh.
And you can't be private.
And
really?
Oh, is that why I can't get one? Because it's got the option. It's like, hey, do you want to be a business account? And I'm like, yeah, and it won't let me do it. So maybe that's because I'm private.
God damn it.
That was my whole thing. I'm like, I'm going to hit 10,000. Dude, I've been at like, going from 11,000 to 11.3 thousand has been like 6 months.
Dude, do you know how much the viewership went up when a handful of us had web links, because most of you lazy fuckers won't press a few buttons in a link tree. You have to fucking swipe up, and it's more convenient for you.
I can't have a link tree, I don't think.
You can't even... Oh, wait. You can't have a link tree?
No, I'm a private account.
Wait.
What's a link tree?
Oh my god, guys. We gotta have like we gotta do like a social media 101. Jesus Christ.
I know what a link tree is. I just don't think I can have. I don't think private accounts can post links, can they?
You can't have like a website link?
I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
What, you like in my bio?
Yeah.
I can have a link in my bio.
Oh.
Yeah, if you can have like a website, you just do a link tree. Well, I got banned from Linktree, and I even talked to Linktree, and they were like,
I got banned from Hinge.
Really? Oh, gun pictures or what?
I don't know. They didn't tell me why.
Wait. Did you have gun pictures? Because that'll do it. I got a warning.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't have gun pictures.
Oh, like I never had a gun picture on there, but when I used to be on there, it came up, no gun pictures. I think Bumble did that way. Bumble fucking sucks. If you're on Bumble, God fucking help you people.
I'm on Bumble.
Oh God.
What's
I got
Bumble?
3 likes right now. Let's see if any of them are worth my time. Nope.
Dude,
nope. Oh, this
Bumble
one might be.
Bumble is for whale hunters and people who want to be miserable for the rest of their lives.
Is that a dating app?
Yeah. So you got the big three, to my knowledge at the minute, although I've been off the market for a second, is Hinge, Tinder, and Bumble, and the rest kind of fall by the wayside.
See, I've been off the market since there was a dating
app.
Like, I look at these kids, sometimes I'm like, man, I'm so jealous. Look how easy you guys have it. And then I'm like, oh, thank God I'm not part of that.
Look, I'm gonna match with this on Bumble. The woman has to message first.
And that they always just say hi, and then you're like, okay, well, you're boring as fuck. Like I might as well have messaged first and like actually had a fucking not like a pickup line, because that shit's cheesy. We've talked about that on our Valentine's episode, but like just a fucking like, oh hey, this pic, where were you in this picture, or what, some fucking conversation to open up and say hi. Well, I might as well have been the first to message. What the fuck is that?
Women are terrible at shooting their shot, dude.
Well, that kind of gets back to like the nature of things. Is like, as far as human nature, like the men are supposed to like make the first approach.
Wait, Mel, what's your take?
On Bumble?
No. Like, would you prefer, in dating, would you prefer a man to like shoot his shot first, or would you prefer to have the opportunity to, say something first?
I'm a quiet person, IRL. I would much rather the man shoot his shot. There's no way I'm messaging first.
Have you ever been on like dating apps like Bumble and shit?
I used Tinder once a long time ago. It was not great.
Yeah, that's not a shocker.
But
Tinder is a desolate hellhole.
Yeah, do you guys remember?
I hate them all.
Episode where I talked about the date that I kind of just left.
That's the same one where you talked about where the date left you, right?
No. It was the one where he was really boring. So I said and he kept playing on his phone. So I went to the bathroom and never came back.
I dig it. I mean, if someone's gonna disrespect you in person, like fuck them, honestly.
Yeah, the water filtration guy.
Oh yeah, you did talk about that.
Yeah, that guy was like a Tinder match.
Was he the one? Was he the one like mint chocolate chip?
The girl I wanted to date with today was on her phone too.
I can't stand it.
That's bullshit. I'd be like, are you fucking serious?
Like, eventually that's okay. Obviously, that's but first date, second date, probably even third date. Mm-mm.
I still feel, if I'm on my phone, like if me and my lady are out like at dinner or something, and I check my phone, or if she checks her phone, both of us feel fucking weird about it. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, like usually I'm just. I don't have a watch because I fucked it, so I just check the time. But I mean, I'm still like, oh, whoop, let me put that away. Like we're out on a fucking date. We're both busy people. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, well, like if you're out to dinner, even if you're 5 years into a freaking relationship, if you're out to dinner, it's not that hard to go like an hour without being on your phone.
Seriously,
if there's an emergency, it makes sense.
I make it a point to make sure that if me and my wife go somewhere, and my kitchen's been being remodeled, so we've been going out to eat a lot. And still, I'm like, yeah, we're out together. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Keep the phone away. Yeah, I'll check it maybe like sometime during the conversation because I'm looking for an email or I'm like waiting on something. But then it's like I'm like, put down. You looked at it real quick. You looked at it real quick in a pause while the waitress was doing something or whatever. But like,
yeah, and if you're expecting, you could put it if it has to be on the table for some reason. You could put it upside down, but the people who have it upside right and they look at it every time it lights up, just go jump off a cliff or something.
Well, my phone never lights up. I don't have any notifications. No one ever texts me or calls me, so it's never lighting up.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
No, that's respectable. It's good.
Well, I mean, when you have a old school Nokia, it's not gonna light up the way our modern phones do.
No. I got a modern
Nokia.
phone.
If you're out with your wife, why would your phone be lighting up?
Yeah. I went to call my buddy the other day, and I went to like recent calls, and I'm like expecting to have to scroll down. And I'm like, oh, I talked to this dude like 3 days ago, and he's like at the very top.
That's how mine is too.
No, mine isn't like that. Do you want to know why? We're calling to talk to you about your car's extended warranty. I can't go
all of your
a single
friends.
day without all my friends over at the car warranty place.
Like, hey, Carl. I'm sorry, Mel. No, it's okay. Like, do you wanna chat?
It's just all these freaking telemarketers.
How do you feel about mint chocolate chip?
The junk mail.
Mint chocolate chip is actually one of my favorites, and fuck anyone who disagrees.
I like mint chocolate chip, but not as much as I like butter pecan.
I'm a Moose Tracks
that sounds like a
girl.
Chocolate peanut butter is the best.
Moose Tracks.
Moose Tracks.
Moose Tracks is good.
I haven't tried that. What the fuck is that?
It's
butter pecan.
Yeah, no, it's...
Wait, that's the same thing?
No, Resi and I are on the same wavelength here.
It's like white chocolate with chocolate swirl in the ice cream, and then it's got like
Reese cup type
Reese cups in it.
Yeah.
See, I'm not sure I want that when I'm having ice cream. I don't know. Guns is my brother from another mother, so when we're at the, we'll reveal the location after the fact. But I'm gonna get some ice cream. I'm gonna try this.
It's gonna be butter pecan.
All right,
You've never tried it?
I'm gonna try that. I've never tried that.
It's delicious.
Wow.
I'm gonna hold off until September, and then I will try it in person.
I don't know if I've ever tried butter pecan. Does it have actual pecans in it?
Yeah.
It's gonna get stuck in my teeth. I'm gonna be pissed off, but I'm gonna do it for you, man.
It's really good.
I don't even know if I like pecans.
Just ignore the pecans.
Trying to think. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever had a piece of pecan pie.
I don't think I did.
I'm surprised you say pecan from Ohio.
I don't think I say pecan, but you guys are saying it, so now I feel like I
need to. Like, it doesn't come up in conversation that often, believe it or not.
Butter pecan runs off the tongue easier, but I say pecan, like when I reference pecan pies or pecan
Stop
trees.
saying the word so I can think about how I say it.
No, don't stop saying the word. Like, Guns, how are they going to say it down where we're going?
Pecan, most likely.
Pecan.
Right. I don't want to sound like a fucking idiot.
No, that's probably how they say it. Pecan.
They say peckin.
Like,
Peckin,
I'm already gonna be in trouble because of my accent. They're gonna be like,
ask for butter peckin.
I ironically say peckin. Like, it's an inside joke between me and my family now because we make a pecan pie for Thanksgiving every year.
I love pecan pie.
We always made pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
That's like the lesser of.
You made pumpkin pie over in the UK?
Yeah, well, we always grew pumpkins for like Halloween and shit.
Okay.
But
so you made pumpkin pie out of actual pumpkins?
Dang, bougie.
Dang.
Wow.
No, it was agorist as fuck. We grew it in our backyard. Fuck you, Mel.
It's bougie and agorist.
That is bougie because even professional chefs don't use real pumpkins to make pumpkin pie.
Come on, like, agorists have to die poor, otherwise they're inconsistent.
I respect this.
Everyone in my wife's family loved Grandma's pumpkin pie. And Grandma left the recipe with my wife. So she's required to make it at every, like, fall, winter function. And the recipe is on the side of the can. And they're always like, "Oh, this is the greatest pumpkin pie," and I just look at my wife and we laugh. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, maybe someday we'll share it with you.
Yeah,
you dumb fucks.
Do you guys do real cranberries or canned cranberries?
We do both.
We usually do both at my house.
I think both.
We only ever did canned. I like those best.
I like the canned ones better too.
A lot of people like the canned. I prefer.
I like the shit that comes out of the can and it still looks like a can.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's the shit right there.
See, I got to give context. Like, when I say we did Thanksgiving, like literally the first time my girlfriend ever met my parents was like, I don't know, a year or two ago. And 2 years-ish ago, and they came over around Thanksgiving. I was like, all right, well, we gotta do Thanksgiving together. And they're like, okay. And my mom fucking whipped up like a killer fucking Thanksgiving meal. This little British woman in the kitchen killing it. And fucking real and like canned cranberry.
It's not a British thing. I'm surprised she put out like that.
My mom kills it. Like I'm gonna make a fucking recipe book with as much of her stuff as possible before I lose access to that.
Before she dies.
Yes, guns. My fucking god. Her parents fucking suck at cooking. Everything comes out of like a boiled bag because they're Brits and they have no fucking taste. And they're like
just eating MREs just every day.
What's a boiled bag? Is this
so that's British culture because so many people come from like, you know, a history of rationing, and a lot of that kind of like good cooking was just lost during rationing. And so like there's just this complete ignorance to what good food is, which is why.
And across the channel, you got the French knocking everything out.
That's why I'll put baked beans on toast and weird shit like that.
Hey, you know what I was thinking today? It's kind of wild how many men in the libertarian community are like real fancy cooks. Like not like formally trained or whatever, but like
just experimental and like
they make some really good looking food and a variety of it.
Yeah, I could throw down in the kitchen.
My two big dishes are chicken piccata and blackened pork chops with caramelized onions.
So I gotta shout out both Rollo McFlugel, which of course is what Mel's thinking of.
It's exactly one of the people I was thinking of, yeah.
And then Cooktown Shanty, who's the guy who cooked up the Konkin burgers at Childerberg, which you're all gonna enjoy next year. Because, my fucking god, we're going to Texas and we're establishing Little Amsterdam. And I've made this promise, so you don't disappoint me. But
what's a Konkin burger?
It is... it's a fat Konkin burger. Oh my god. It's
Still don't know what it is.
I'm getting into it. So it's... I'm gonna fuck this up. I wrote the recipe in my fucking... article about the whole thing, but it's so it's a beef patty. I forgot what the bun is. I think there was two types of
potato bun.
Brioche.
Potato bun. Yeah, potato bun. Sliced banana. What the fuck was the sauce?
Peanut butter.
You're losing me.
You're losing me.
No. I promise you, it was
peanut butter
incredible.
and candied bacon.
Thank you, Mel.
Peanut butter and bananas
and candied bacon.
It was incredible. I wasn't that drunk when I had it, and it was fucking killer. And then I had shrooms immediately after, and it was
no, man. I'm kind of a cheeseburger guy.
Dude, I like peanut butter in a burger. I'm not so sure I'd love banana on there because I don't like bananas.
No, it was shocking how good it was. I was so hesitant, but like I was like, well, I'm at Childerberg. I got to try it, and it changed my fucking life. But I was one of the last people to get one, and so I like kind of sloppily constructed it. It was kind of
I mean, I'll try it.
I'll try it. Dude. I don't know if it'd be my thing, but
hey,
I'll give it a
let's
shot.
split one. We could share.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't hate it, but I'll take like a sampler or a slider of it.
You'll both go back for more. I promise you. I'm not even a foodie. I eat because I have to survive. But the Konkin burger was fucking delicious, and again, shout out to Cooktown Shanty. Fucking Shanty. I don't know how the fuck you say that properly.
Shanty is in like sea shanties?
Yeah. Cooktown Shanty.
Well, like, if you on Twitter, if you follow like Michael Barbary, Punk Arcus, Agora Brewing, Anti-Taxer, there's a couple others. They're always like sharing their food stuff, and it's insane. Like, these are just casual people.
Yeah.
And they're like whipping stuff up in the kitchen that's like real fancy restaurant.
Like
I make the best steak I've ever eaten in my life. I want to make it for y'all so bad.
Is it well done?
Let's do it in.
you do it in a black iron skillet.
Yeah, doing a cast iron skillet.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Do you have one you can bring with you?
I do, but it's going to take me forever to cook a steak for everybody. I'd also spend like $200 on ribeyes for everyone.
Well, no, we'll chip in. I'm down to try this.
Yeah, I'm willing to pay for my food.
Well done.
Yeah, it would kill me.
Well done.
You've got to try it. You've got to try it the way that I prepare it.
Listen, I don't love a lot of meat, but here's a story from when I was a senior. I was a senior in high school, and my best friend was this black girl named Shay.
Did she like a lot of meat?
Well, no, listen. I went to her house, and her family made steak, I think greens, and cottage cheese. And
delicious.
well, I'm not like a picky eater, but I cut into the steak and the blood ran into the cottage cheese, and I thought I was going to vomit. And I was just like, I'm at a guest in somebody's house, and I have to eat this. And now I can't even, like, steak, first of all, it's my last choice anywhere. And when I do eat it, it better not bleed into my other food.
All right, Guns. You leave Mel's on last. Like, you pull everyone else's off, and you know, like it's got a few more seconds on there.
I have a right to have my food bled on.
How many people are coming?
That's a good question. I have no fucking clue.
Do we have an estimate at all?
30. 10.
10?
10?
10?
I don't know.
Yeah, somewhere in between there.
I think it's gonna be more than that, but I mean the core group is gonna be around 10, and then whoever else shows up, it's like, yeah.
It would take me a long time to cook 10 steaks.
Well, I mean, you do have no. You're gonna have 2 killer sous chefs. I mean, my lady and then Gramps is, you know, as we know, a fucking 5-star.
See, I
recently visited Gramps, and he was knocking out some awesome food. Like actually his wife was knocking out some awesome food too. She made like a killer salad.
I hope she comes this time. That would be.
She's coming.
That'd be.
Yeah.
Yes.
He said you couldn't keep her away from where we're going.
Fuck yes. That same with my lady. She's like been there a couple times, and she was like, "All right, I'm so excited for you to see this place. I'm so excited to do it with the eMilitia." Yes. Microwave the steaks, Mel. Mel, you can't. I can't believe you even typed that. There's a permanent record, timestamped and everything.
No, but what's a medium rare steak take? Like 2 minutes per side?
I reverse sear the steaks. It takes like 30 minutes every steak.
What does that even mean, reverse sear?
Yeah. Some kind of southern science.
No,
30 minutes of steak?
You cook it and then freeze it, and then...
No, you don't freeze it. You put it... Okay, you cook it, you bake, you season the steak, you put it on a rack, you bake it for like... I bake mine for 27 minutes at 275 degrees. All right? It's very precise.
Well done territory.
No, it's not. It turns out medium. And then you take it out and you put it on a very hot cast iron skillet with some oil. And maybe 2 minutes aside on there. And then you sear the edges. You got to make sure that fat cap is seared, that ribeye. And then you have it perfectly cooked.
No, you got to sear it ahead of time.
What dipping sauce?
Because it keeps the juices in. Oh, if you cook it right and you sear it, and then you let it cool the right amount, the juices come out and it makes its own juices to dip it in. And then if you're lucky, it runs over it into your potatoes.
Some ranch.
You and my wife will get along great.
I'm just trying to trigger the audience.
I'd rather make y'all burgers if there is a grill like there was at the last one.
Well,
hot dogs.
Hot dog.
Boiled in beer.
See, I kind of like my burgers on a flat skillet too.
I do too, but it'd be much faster to cook a lot of burgers on a grill.
Would it be too revelatory to say like one famous food from the place that we're going? Oh, that's gonna be blatant as fuck, huh?
Bleep it.
Red beans and rice.
Yeah, crawfish.
Jambalaya.
I'm gonna like bleep all of this, and people are gonna be like, "All right, well, I guess we're not gonna fucking know then."
Who cares if they know where we're going? They don't know when we're going, so
that's true. Well, I did say September, but you know,
what they gonna chill there in September the whole month?
What they can do? Walk around the city and listen to our voices, hoping to find us.
Just hunt for a bunch of autists the entire month of September in the alleged place you think we're going.
Some of our audience might.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I do not doubt that. But anyway, I'm very much what?
I said New York.
That's the one. I can't wait. New York, New York.
That's what dreams are made of.
Street side hot dogs.
Over my fucking dead body.
What? They have good hot dogs in New York, man.
Yeah, and nothing else.
The best gyro I've ever eaten came from New York.
I've never been.
Really?
Don't go.
I've never been anywhere.
There's a lot of charm to it. I'm not even gonna lie.
East of Indiana.
Really? I found zero charm with
If
New
you
York.
do a straight line
like
down Indiana, I've never been anywhere east of that straight line.
Damn.
I was
You've
only
never
in New
seen
York
the ocean?
I said east. I've been west.
You went all the way west and you didn't go that far east just to see the Atlantic?
Ew, what's in the east?
The Atlantic Ocean.
Florida.
No. Florida? No.
Some of the best beaches in the country are east.
Never been. Ever.
Cuba.
Never been.
Who the fuck's been to Cuba?
Oh, my coworker went to Cuba.
You can go. I don't know.
She went
what the
during
fucking...
Trump's whole thing where people were allowed to.
Based.
It's supposed to be amazing. Like as far as like
I really should go because the photography there must be so fucking cool. All the old cars and plus it is on my bucket list to spit on Che Guevara's grave.
I think you can't go right now.
Probably not.
Again.
Probably not.
It'd be a bad idea. Yeah, it'd be a bad idea to go right now anyway.
Well, right now, yeah, but I mean during this presidency, because like they banned it again or something.
Well, even when they had it banned years before, people would just fly up to Canada, and then fly down. Because you already need your passport and everything. And I'm up north, so like
I wonder if I could travel on
like 45 minutes.
I wonder if I could use my British passport to get in. Be like, yeah, I'm just fucking here from Blighty, you know. Love what you're doing with the place. We're almost communist ourselves, so you know, I dig it.
Have some tea.
Yeah.
They'll let you in. The problem is there just weren't flights from the U.S. going there.
Oh yeah.
The problem's getting out.
What if I swim there?
Yeah, I'm gonna end up in a fucking death camp.
Oh, you can take a boat
Alien
there.
Gonzalez going
Do
around.
what?
Nothing.
Oh man. I mean, we can keep on chatting, but we're at the hour and a half mark, so maybe
we'll
we should
wrap
cut
this
it.
up so we can keep on chatting about private things like
yes, sir.
Street side hot dogs,
In our full names.
Yep, all
That's
the best
all we
stuff.
talk about. Our
social security numbers, and all.
I love sharing my social security number with you guys.
It's all I do.
It's so melodic when you say it.
I mean,
394-871763.
Knowing you, that's probably
was that real?
That's probably like a 1913 social security number.
876-5309.
Well, the first three numbers have to do with what state you're in.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Every state has like 10 different numbers that they issue when they issue. Maybe it's more.
When I got
Maybe
my
it's like
first
12
job, I had to give my social security number, and I was like 14. And the boss was like, "Oh, you're from such and such," just by like looking at my social security number.
Wait,
I was like,
"What's your serial number, citizen?"
How do you do that?
All right.
Anyway.
Well, thanks for coming.
This has been a very. It was nice to get drunk with you guys, to sit here with a handle of Jim Beam next to me, and to refill my cup without any, chart of how much I've had.
You got a mixer with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just doing gunshots over there?
We should do a real outro. Thanks for
real
listening to
outro.
the eMilitia. Here's our plugs.
Oh, okay. But so for real, a lot of us have been deplatformed recently, and at least on IG, and so Zuck is a little bit more harsh than Jack. Jack is tolerating us at the minute, I guess, for revenue reasons. We'll see how long that lasts, but
Because
you
I'm
can
a
find
thing.
yeah. So you can find myself at BR.HatesFeds if you haven't yet ventured onto Twitter. It's a complete hellhole, as you've listened to in this episode, but come and help us make it a better place. The more gun people on there, the more happy it is. I like talking plate carriers with Twitter people, because not many people do talk about that shit, so it's fun. And then you can find Rebs on there as well. Resi for the time being, Guns deleted himself, Mel's deleted herself for the time being.
You can find me at girlstown.com. I still post there every day.
3D printed gun Twitter is better than 3D printed gun Instagram.
That is something to talk about, because 3D printed gun Twitter are fucking on it. It's daily innovations. You can keep up with projects so much more rapidly.
And dude, they attack people. They attack people who are anti-gun.
They're all over, like, moms demand action. Like, every single fucking post that, like, them
I love
and
this American accent that you do anytime you mention something American.
Dude, I can't say, like, there's literally no way for me to say, like, moms. I can't say that in an English accent. It doesn't work.
Why is that like the most pornography sounding name? Like, what did you know, like the film? Like, moms demand action.
Oh, at this point, I just call them what they deserve to be called. Moms demand anal. You know, like, fuck them. I mean, you probably can't. I'm probably uptight cunts. But,
I'm sure
clearly.
They haven't had action in years.
That's why they're demanding it.
And they don't, yeah, it's about time. I deserve it.
What do we
I'm a good
want?
person.
Action.
Where is mine? Anyway, Rebs
Derailed.
Derailed. Rebs for the time being is going to be, I guess, Twitter centric. You know, for all 5 minutes until he figures out how to get on. Whereas I keep on getting banned coming back.
Did the account I made for you work?
Let's try that in just a second.
Okay.
Maybe I'll be coming back tonight. Maybe I probably fucking won't be.
Oh, what's his name? He went out and bought a cheap ass tablet.
Oh, Spirit Resistance.
Yeah.
He bought fucking 3. That man is my hero, and I love him.
Dude, yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, SOR is splashing the merch cash for the best reasons. It's a good cause.
That was my thing. I'm like, dude, you're being defiant with your own money. Like, I love it.
I love that man. He's leaving Arizona soon, and that makes me sad. But anyway, I know everyone's leaving me. The Bite and the Bullet Boys are fucking off. It's gonna be a desolate hellhole out here.
It's already a desolate
hellhole. The Bullet Boys are leaving Arizona.
Move to Indiana.
Well, I guess that's the only solution.
Definitely move to South Carolina, bro.
No, Missouri.
No, you called it first.
Hey! We will discuss where the commune will be built at the undisclosed location where there is, which I might have to censor.
New
York. No.
Could you imagine a fucking eMilitia trip in New York City?
We'd have nothing to do.
We'd be canceled.
Drink. I guess we can smoke weed there now.
Like $10 beers.
Yeah.
We could go see Bird.
He's gonna be in Florida soon anyway.
Okay, we could go pick fight with squirrels or something in Central Park.
That's a bad thing. There's a lot of this country to do.
Central Park is nice. All right, we need to finish this podcast.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Bye.
Yeah, you know where fucking Resi and guns are. All right, fucking eMilitia out.